and welcome to Your Town. I'm Jess Moore. We're so excited to have a new season with new interviews coming up and talking to some folks in the community about how they are impacting the Ohio Valley. And I'm excited to have someone from the YWCA here. I know that most people are familiar with the YWCA, but I bet you're not familiar with all of the programs and all the focuses that they have in our community. So it is my pleasure to introduce Shawnalee Kuri. She is the director of the WIND program. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me, Jessica.
Sure, good to see you. We were just talking that you and I go way back.
We do.
We've been talking a long time about this program and the efforts that you all make at the Y. Let's talk a little bit for folks who may not be familiar with the WIND program, cover what WIND program stands for and what it does for our community.
So the WIND program stands for Women Inspired in New Directions, and we are a women's non-treatment residential three-phase program. It's a sober living program. We accept individuals from all over the tri-state and even further if it would work to be able to work with their probation and different things like that. Typically the program lasts anywhere from 4 to 9 months. Each phase has a goal for completion, so individuals are able to really work on things at their own pace and not have like an absolute that they have to have X, Y, and Z done in a specific amount of time.
So in addition to this WIN program and what you do internally, you have different events that happen throughout the year. Again, I say this every time we have this show, but nonprofits require donations, and special events are a big part of awareness and collecting donations. But talk about this month and what we're excited to be celebrating.
Yeah, so September is Recovery Month, and we actually started, we headed off Recovery Month with an overdose awareness event that took place last Friday. It was, we partner with YSS every year to bring the community different resources for the Discover Recovery part of that event. And then we're able to not only reach and touch the people that are still struggling with addiction, but their family members, because it is a family disease and they need support as well. So this Saturday, we actually have the GLOW event for recovery coming up, and it's going to be at the waterfront this year. And that's a time when, really just our community and our recovering community can be in one place at one time. We have a ton of resources, lots of child-friendly activities, lots of GLOW activities. So the theme is always GLOW. We are going to glow out loud, and we will have some pretty awesome speakers, and we will have a walk. In addition to all those resources and all those activities.
That sounds like a beautiful event. So time, location, all of that again?
Yeah, so from 6 to 9 at the Wheeling waterfront this Saturday.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
It sounds like a really good time. And as you mentioned, when you're talking about recovery, it's not just the person going through recovery. Mm-hmm. It's their whole family. It's beyond their whole family. It's their community, their friends. It takes a lot of folks to help people that are going through recovery continue to go through that and feel that support.
Absolutely. It definitely takes a village. We like to make sure that the families get support too. They have a lot of questions and don't necessarily know how to navigate it. Mm-hmm. So we try to get as many resources out to them as well so that they can be supportive.
Perfect. So you don't have to be someone going through recovery to attend this event. This can be anybody. It's open to the community.
It is open to the community. We want to, and we welcome as many community members as we can get, just to come out and have fun with us that evening.
That's awesome. If people want to know more about this program or learn more about WIND or have somebody in their life that they think could be good for this program, what's the best way for them to reach out?
So you can reach out to us at the YWCA, the 304-232-0511. A lot of times what we see is that somebody may be seeking recovery, but also be struggling with other things like domestic violence or human trafficking. So, we have a lot of different resources. I know we're well known for our emergency shelter and domestic violence, but we also do so many other things. So if there's ever any questions or anybody struggling really with anything, they can reach out and ask if we have any resources available for that specific thing.
I think that's what's so beautiful about the program and why you have expanded so much is that when you touch somebody's life and they have one specific thing that they're dealing with or struggling with, chances are there's some other component as you mentioned, that really having an organization like the YMC or the YWCA involved in so many different things, that's where that growth happened. So when people reach out with one issue, they can be directed to other resources and other folks within that community. And beyond that, you also partner with other nonprofit organizations in the community. You mentioned YSS earlier. What do some of those other partnerships look like?
Well, we partner with Northwood Health Systems, SAC, really just anybody in the community. And over the years, what we found is that those relationships are just as important as the ones that we have under our roof, right? Because we continue to build those partnerships and those relationships that we were able to better serve anyone that walks through our doors.
Right, it's solutions.
It is.
So if they reach out with one specific issue, if it's something that you can't help with, for example, you're going to know resources in the community to be able to help people and introduce them into some help.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely try to screen them in instead of screen them out.
I love that. That's a great way to say it. Anything else coming up for you guys this month? I know that this is Recovery Month for you and you have your one event coming up. Any other ways that people can get involved?
Yeah, I mean, we are definitely still looking for vendors for the Glow event. And if you visit our Facebook page, you can stay up to date on all the events that we have coming up. But you can also, if you're interested in being a vendor, register for that event or just maybe get more information to see if that's something that you would like to attend. We are, always looking for different ways that we can continue to serve the community as well. So.
Excellent. And I know that you just had a good renovation through the space. We were all looking forward to that. I mentioned I would love to come through and see that. Can you mention that? Would that be okay to talk about the renovations that have taken place at the building?
Yeah. So it's been a long 2 years, and we got a brand new elevator, which was definitely a feat in itself. Getting that elevator replaced, and the first floor and the second floor, all the hardwood has been redone. It's the original hardwood. It's beautiful, fresh paint on everything. And then for our residential spaces, all of those spaces have been updated with new bathrooms and, air conditioning, which is something that we have not had. So we're really excited as we move through the different seasons to be able to not only, keep the staff comfortable, but our residents, right? To keep our residents comfortable. So.
Yeah, it's lovely that there's been that much work put into that space. I know it was an older building, and there were a lot of things that are more than cosmetic that needed done to make sure the building was in shape and up to code. And it has been a long 2 years, but congratulations on getting through that. I know how challenging that can be, but it's a beautiful space in the area, the historic building. So we're glad that you guys have been able to get everything up to speed.
It will definitely be able to serve women for another 100 years.
That's fantastic.
So, yeah, we're excited about that. I did want to just mention that since we are talking about Recovery Month and sober living,
sure.
We are getting ready to start groundbreaking on another facility that will also be in Ohio County. It's going to be women's recovery housing, and that building it's to be announced, but it's coming.
That's really exciting and very needed in this community. So leave it to the Y to be the people to bring that to this space for sure. So just really, really blessed to have you guys in this community and helping folks here in the Ohio Valley. But it's true, right, that you don't have to be an Ohio Valley resident to seek services at the YWCA?
No, you do not. We're a nonprofit. We don't charge insurance. And through different programs, we have different individuals relocate to us, and anybody that is fearing for safety, we're able to relocate them outside of the tri-state area. So anyone that is interested in services is able to call. And if we have space and we're able to help, we will.
Well, it's an unfortunately necessary program to have, but I love the fact that even if somebody is struggling in your life, you can have them pick up the number, call this organization, and they have so many services available to them and partner with so many other organizations that you're going to get the help you need. So if you know anybody in your life that is struggling in one way or another with any of the issues that were mentioned today, please reach out. There is so much help, and there are beautiful people at these places too. Beyond the new facade, beyond all the programs, the women and the men that are in place to help the folks that are struggling through some issues thrive on the back end. Some of them have been through it themselves and have walked that life and are very, very inspirational. So I would certainly encourage anybody who yourself is going through something or somebody that's going through something to reach out.
Yeah, thanks, Jessica.
Sure. The phone number and website one more time.
304 232-0511 is the phone number, and then YWCAWheeling.org.
All right. Thank you so much for joining. It was really good to see you again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We will be right back.
Here, we go further to keep medicine close to home by surrounding you with a team of experts and surrounding our region with the highest level of care, with the world's latest treatments and breakthroughs that change the odds. Because in medicine, we find a way. We go as far as it takes to help the people right here.
Welcome back. I wanted to take a moment to talk about the nonprofit organization that I work for. I love this show and I love working with all the nonprofit organizations in this area that make our community a better place. In my day job, I work for WVU Medicine. I'm the Associate Vice President of Foundations and Community Relations, and we have a beautiful project coming up that I wanted to share with the community because it is a huge community benefit, especially to parents and caretakers of little ones. It's the Robert Sonneborn Family WVU Medicine Children's Outpatient Pediatric Center. For those that are from the Ohio Valley, it's positioned at the old Continuous Care Center building right across the parking lot from Wheeling Hospital. The entire first floor is gutted and ready to go to be transformed into a children's center for our area. We'll have 37 exam rooms, and most of them have windows facing the beautiful hillside of West Virginia. The building's shaped like this right into the hillside. It's really, really pretty, and we're excited to have windows in those rooms, which we don't currently have in our pediatric areas. But some of the special components that are a real big benefit to folks are things like our separate parking. With you go to the hospital and you're parking to go upstairs, it's a big parking lot, and sometimes parking can be quite a bit of an issue, especially if you're pushing a stroller or carrying a little one in a carrier. So this will have separate parking completely for our patients, and then they enter through a well visit or a sick visit entrance. So there's separate sides of the building for folks to come in if their kids are coming in for a very important well visit, so they can help identify any issues the children might having and keep track of how they're growing. And then on the sick side, folks will come in there with their sick kiddos and be separate from integrating with kids that maybe aren't coughing and sneezing. That space is also going to be used as an after-hours clinic, which I think is one of the most beautiful parts of that space. It's not 9 to 5 when kids get sick, and to be able to see a pediatrician or someone who's dedicated to working with children after hours is a really, really big benefit to families in this community. I have a senior and a freshman in high school and a 6th grader, and I remember when they were little and they would get sick after school, the hassle of trying to find a place to get them in. Sometimes we'd go to the emergency room where it maybe wasn't necessarily an emergency. So this after-hours clinic will be open till 8 o'clock, and kids can come in and be seen at that time. Another benefit to that is we want to keep parents at work and kids at school, so even well visits can be scheduled at that time. You can reach out to your pediatricians and ask them about those hours to see if you're able to see them after hours so that we can keep kids in school and parents at work. We also have 4 specialty clinic offices, and 2 of the main components that we're going to be focused on with those, which you hear a lot about these issues on this show, are nutrition and mental health. So from a nutrition standpoint, childhood obesity is a big problem in West Virginia, specifically in the northern region. So it's a way that we're able to meet parents where they are, meet kids where they are. They're coming in for their well visits or sick visits. We're able to have them meet with a nutritionist, somebody focused on that for pediatrics specific, to help the family understand that while a child may not have diabetes yet, it could happen if their nutrition doesn't get into alignment, and eating healthy may just be some small changes, not necessarily a huge lifestyle change for that family. And then behavior health and mental health and substance use are running rampant throughout our state, and we want to make sure that we're hitting the kids when they're young, to talk to them about the cons of starting things, the troubles of vaping, different gateways, things like that, but also focus on depression and anxiety, which is also very big throughout the state of West Virginia and our youth. And we're looking at having an integrated model where if a family comes in and they're coming in for a well visit, they're also getting checked out for those type of issues as well. And they're able to have a very, very warm handoff into an avenue that still carries a little bit of a stigma, which is behavior health and mental health. We all see our doctors to get checkups to make sure that we're healthy, and this is a way that we can make sure mental health is in check as well, and give a family who may not have experienced that a really nice introduction. A couple of other features we're going to be doing. Kind of one-stop shop for families, which is important, to have a pediatric lab and imaging. If you've had to have any blood work done with your children, it can be really scary for them. So to have people that are specialized in working with kids in that circumstance will be beautiful. Plus, if you're asked by your pediatrician to get lab work, you can do it right under that roof right after your appointment. And then imaging as well, sitting kids down to try to get them scanned can be really scary. So to have people used to working with kids and kid-size equipment is going to be something that's really beautiful for that space as well. And now, since I'm here up at West Liberty, I would be remiss if I didn't mention one of my favorite features of the center, and that is our Seek and Find wall murals. So we've been working with the graphic design students at West Liberty University to have them design these wall murals so that instead of a blank white wall when parents and kids are in a waiting room or caregivers and kids are in a waiting room waiting for their appointment, they will have these beautiful wall murals to look at, and they're being made by students right here at West Liberty. We're partnered with Ogilvy, so they'll be Ogilvy themed. I've seen the sneak peeks and they are so adorable. I think it's a great way for caregivers and children to interact while they're waiting for the pediatricians to come in, and then a way to calm the kids down and have them really enjoy the space. And one more feature I want to mention, we are partnering with the Mary Lemieux Foundation, and in the well visit waiting room, we will have an Austin's Playroom for kids as they come in. We were honored to receive the grant from the Mary Lemieux Foundation to have this Austin's Playroom. We're the first outpatient center to receive one, and the goal is really to get kids and families excited about coming to the doctor. If they come to the doctor when they're young and they're excited, they're way more likely to be able to seek out that type of care comfortably later in life, which can really help change the health trajectories of the state of West Virginia, starting here in the Ohio Valley. So thank you for taking a moment to hear about our project. If you would like to get involved, you can reach out to me at jessica.moore@wvumedicine.org. We have some naming opportunities still available at the center. It is a nonprofit project, so we've been fundraising quite a bit, and we have a lot of really great partners that are helping this entire beautiful space come to life. So thanks for listening to a little bit about my day job and the nonprofit that I work for, and I'm really looking forward to introducing you to new nonprofits throughout the year. Thanks for watching.
From humble beginnings in 1837, West Liberty University has been home to thousands of students. Whether you're a recent high school graduate or looking to complete a college degree later in life, starting your educational career at West Liberty University will be the catalyst for your future. This is a place where you will discover who you are and where you belong, surrounded by lifelong friends and a supportive faculty and staff. Start your journey home at westliberty.edu.